Welcome to this presentation on how to write the CIPD Level 5 questions for 5CO02 assessment for 2024-25. You can visit our website by clicking on link provided in comment sections or chat with us on WhatsApp on clicking link to get best expert help. You will find how to write this question in this video. Kindly subscribe us to and message us on. To review my behavior against the CIPD Profession Map standard of working inclusively, I first reflected on what the behavior means in practice. Working inclusively involves valuing diversity, respecting different perspectives, and ensuring everyone feels included and able to contribute. In my reflection, I considered how I interact with colleagues, listen to others' opinions, and respect differences in backgrounds, experiences, and viewpoints. Inclusive behavior helps create a positive work culture where individuals feel comfortable sharing ideas and collaborating effectively. I realized that when people feel respected and included, they are more motivated and engaged. I also recognized that inclusive behavior strengthens teamwork and reduces misunderstandings. By reflecting on my own actions, such as encouraging participation and showing respect for others' views, I could identify areas where I already demonstrate inclusive behavior and areas where I could improve. This reflection helped me understand how inclusivity contributes to a supportive and productive working environment. During the reflection process, I examined my own behavior in daily interactions with others. I asked myself whether I actively listen to colleagues, respect different perspectives, and treat everyone fairly regardless of their background or role. I realized that I generally communicate politely and try to encourage open discussion when working with others. I also try to ensure that everyone has an opportunity to share their ideas, particularly during group discussions or collaborative tasks. However, the reflection also highlighted areas where I could improve. For example, sometimes I focus more on completing tasks quickly rather than ensuring everyone has contributed equally to the conversation. Inclusive working requires patience and the ability to create space for others to speak. By recognizing these areas, I can consciously improve my behavior. This self-evaluation helped me understand that inclusive behavior is not only about intentions, but also about consistent actions that demonstrate respect, openness, and collaboration. To strengthen my review, I asked a colleague to provide feedback on how inclusive my behavior appears when working with others. I specifically asked questions about my communication style, openness to different viewpoints, and whether I encourage participation in discussions. The feedback I received was mostly positive. My colleague mentioned that I am approachable and respectful when working in a team, and that I usually listen carefully before responding. They also said that I am supportive when others share ideas and that I create a comfortable environment for discussion. However, they suggested that I could sometimes ask more follow-up questions to encourage quieter team members to share their perspectives. This feedback was useful because it provided an external perspective on my behavior. By comparing this feedback with my own reflections, I was able to gain a more balanced understanding of my strengths and areas for improvement in working inclusively. From both my self-reflection and the feedback I received, several strengths became clear. One of my key strengths is respectful communication. I try to ensure that my tone and language are professional and considerate when interacting with others. Another strength is my openness to hearing different viewpoints. I recognize that diversity of thought leads to better ideas and stronger decision-making. I also aim to support colleagues when working collaboratively by encouraging participation and acknowledging their contributions. These behaviors align with the CIPD expectation that people professionals promote respect and inclusion in the workplace. Additionally, I believe that being willing to learn and adapt is an important strength. Inclusivity is a continuous learning process, and workplace expectations can change over time. By remaining open to feedback and reflecting on my behavior regularly, I can continue developing my inclusive approach and contribute positively to team culture and organizational success. Although my reflection highlighted several strengths, it also identified areas where I can improve. One development area is encouraging quieter team members to contribute during discussions. Sometimes individuals may hesitate to speak, so it is important to create opportunities for everyone to share their thoughts. Another improvement area is strengthening my questioning and active listening skills. Asking open-ended questions can help ensure that different viewpoints are explored and valued. I also plan to continue seeking feedback from colleagues, as external perspectives can reveal behaviors that I may not notice myself. Finally, I will continue learning about inclusive practice through professional resources and workplace experiences. Overall, this reflective activity helped me understand how my behavior aligns with the CIPD Working Inclusively standards and where I can develop further. By actively improving these behaviors, I can help create a more supportive, respectful, and collaborative working environment.